Warning. The podcast you're about to listen to contains foul language that is not safe for work. So stop listening, Mom. But for the rest of you bastards out there, you're listening to the Barfy and Bastard Brigade podcast, where friends gather and talk about absolutely nothing. This is a podcast about nothing. We talk about sports, news, somewhat news. Listen and you'll find out. Movies, and just about the fucked up stuff that goes on in lives, in our heads. You can check us out at YouTube or Instagram at Barfy and the Bastard Brigade, or be a supporter at anchor.fm/BATBB. I'm your host, Barfy, and with me is my hetero life mate and one of my best friends, the Bald Bastard. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the newest episode of Barfy and the Bastard Brigade.
What is going on, everyone? What is going on? Do you see that? Do you see you there? You see you there? It's the other face. Mr. Monahan's here, everybody.
It's been a while. It's been a couple months.
It's been. Clearly you've been busy.
I've been busy.
How busy you been?
Busier than a hooker in Kensington.
Damn. Damn.
That's busy.
That's fucking busy. Surprised your jaw still works.
Oh man, yeah, busy. And now actually, since the weather's broken, I'm able to use my studio since it's located in the sunroom, which is a freezer during the winter.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, just missing advantages.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on, and just can't report on it. It's a shame.
It's a shame.
Sorry.
It's all right. So yeah, man. So we had the Super Bowls passed. I mean, now my big thing is that the Super Bowl the NFL is rigged, and that's my fight. I'm still sticking with it. I don't care. Fight me, Roger Goodell. Fight me. Let's go.
I don't think so, but you can ride that crazy train all you want.
I mean, literally, when Miami, the owner was like, tank these games.
Well, it's a strategy. It's
yeah, that's a great strategy.
Well,
we've all seen The Waterboy, right?
Philadelphia just did it with the process.
Oh, the Sixers.
Yeah.
And how's it gone so far? For them?
That hasn't worked out all the way because I think there's 3 of the first round draft picks, top 5, top 3 guys that they drafted. They aren't even on the team anymore.
Right. So how's that going for you, Philly?
Yeah, but so you had Simmons, you had Fultz, you had Okafor. Yeah, gone.
Yeah, we don't. That's what I mean. So way to go, Miami. You're a joke
it doesn't work out. Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, it's glad I haven't been able to talk sports because Bald Bastard knows nothing about sports ball. He knows a little bit. I shouldn't say that. He knows a little bit.
Just enough to pay $50 a year for fantasy football.
Your donation, as he calls it, his yearly donation.
Oh, I won this year.
I know you won, you bastard. I can't believe I had one player and he just shit the bed when I played you. I'm like, this motherfucker.
I got lucky. I went all in on like Rashad Penny and just like a bunch of like guys off free agency because I was like, my team's not that good, so I got to go big or go home, and it worked out. But anyway,
fuck you.
Sorry, I had a little clicky thing on my thingy.
Yeah, fuck you.
But so what we going to? You know what? I want to talk about something real quick. We got a bunch of crazy shit going on in the world today. Bunch of crazy shit. And nothing is more crazier than these QAnon people. I have a buddy that friends book on Facebook or whatever. And I actually read his posts for entertainment. And the things that come out is just absolutely freaking, I just don't believe, like, it's so like sci-fi movie shit. And you're like, no, like I've seen this in a movie once. Like, you know, like V for Vendetta, like this shit is like crazy. Right. Like, you know, the government's poisoning everyone. You have AIDS. If you got the vaccine, you have AIDS. People are testing positive for AIDS.
Let's
I don't know. It's
Charlie
crazy.
Sheen is cured.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's not something less serious.
His blood was a cure. But
tiger's blood.
It's absolutely, it's just nuts. Like this guy, I've been like friends with him for like 5-6 years or whatever, and he's been just going through. And now he's doing things like he's talking about like, say, I said this a couple years ago, and it's like I don't recall you talking about any prince from Saudi Arabia doing some crazy shit with money. But okay, so he's just going crazy. Like everyone's got a connection. So you just got to follow the money.
Just follow the money, man.
Follow the money, man. It's coming. There's bodies in those bins. In the whatever, it's a craziness. It's absolutely crazy. So he just sits there and he talks. But what he's talking about is all this stuff. Like his biggest thing was that Trump is running the country from underground in a bunker, and everyone that you see, Obama, all these guys, they're all body doubles. Hillary Clinton's a body double because they're all a Gitmo for their tribunal. So they're getting hung.
I mean, would I love to see Hillary Clinton hanging by a fucking noose? Yes, I would.
I'm sure Bill would too.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Oh, Daddy's home. That's right. Come here, Monica. Come here. Let me rub them. I got some butter from Texas Roadhouse. Let me rub that belly on you. Oh yeah, baby.
Ooh, some blooming onion.
He goes back into a thralling jazz career. He just goes around just playing super sexy sax man wherever he goes.
Sure.
Yeah. He goes back from looking like
He's
the Walking Dead. He goes back from looking Walking Dead to Sammy Hagar since they're the same fucking age, which is really creepy. Sammy Hagar, Google this, people. Google Sammy Hagar and then look at the picture and look at a picture of Bill Clinton. They're the same age. Clearly, tequila, fucking broads, and rock and roll life is a lot better than the political life where you literally look like you're fucking dead.
Well, it's crazy that some of those, 70s and 80s rockers or whatever are just like, they look fine. They're not like, these are guys that were just, doing crazy shit every night. And they were like, oh, hey, and they look fine. They look perfectly normal. I
mean, cocaine and alcohol. Who would have thought that would have been the key to a blooming life, eternity?
It's just,
that's
a natural facelift.
I mean, yeah, just some cocaine, some what's that shit called? Some cocaine, penicillin, and alcohol. You can never go wrong with the world right there.
Oh, that's a nice mug you have there.
It's great.
I gotta get a mug.
You can pick these up at the merch store, barfyandthebastardbrigade.threadless.com.
The more you know.
Da-da-da. Knowledge is power, and bitches gotta learn.
No. Oh. So we were thinking about doing with Spider-Man today.
Yeah.
I finally was able to watch the final Tom Holland one. If that's the final one, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed. Like it's so China. It's China. I was about to say China, but Disney anyway. Disney cookie cutter. China.
Well, I mean, yes, because the Chinese children make the shit for Disney.
Yes.
So yes, it is China, but.
Yeah, it's very very cookie cutter. It's
a bit cheesy.
I wasn't too like meh.
It was cheesy. I have to watch it again because I watched a bootleg copy of it, and it was like glitching every 33 seconds. So like,
No Way Home wasn't bad, but it was more along the lines of nostalgia. Like it was great to see the other Spider-Man guys all in there. It was cool. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Andrew Garfield got redemption and then made fun of himself. Like,
yeah, I had to face a guy in a rhino suit, and I just remember Paul Giamatti in a rhino suit. I was like, oh, that was bad.
Yeah, that was bad. Like, that's gonna bring Spider-Man back out into New York City, a fucking guy in a rhino suit.
But that's the thing. But that was the thing. Like, his movies weren't. Andrew Garfield's movies weren't terrible. Like they got a lot of it had a lot of Sony interference in there, and it was apparent like they wanted to do certain things, and that's what kind of like fudged it all up. But all right, we're gonna have to make a list. We're gonna have to figure out who the best Spider-Man is.
I mean,
who's the best? Well, overall, the best Peter Parker, best Spider-Man, best that.
So Tom Holland is probably the best Peter Parker.
Yeah, because of his boyish good looks,
his little boyish charm. Though Tobey Maguire as a total package, excluding Spider-Man 3. Excluding
no,
Spider-Man
you can't do
3.
that. You can't
Exclude
do that.
Spider-Man 3.
You cannot do that.
Like,
no.
I don't. I liked it. I liked Spider-Man 3 because I liked the story of the symbiote and Venom. And though that Venom, Topher Grace was horrible.
But you know what's funny about that? Topher Grace even came out after the movie came out. He said, "I didn't think it was going to work." He's like, when they came, they said they offered it to me. Like I didn't like. They're like, "We want you to be Venom," and he's like, "Me? Really? I don't know if that's going to work."
You think this is a good idea, there, guys? Sony, anybody? No?
Anybody? No. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here we are.
All right, up and away on this bullshit. Hey, he got a paycheck, so who fucking cares?
So, all right, let's start it off. I guess it would be.
Are we still these three?
The villains. So, out of all the movies, all right. So we're gonna cut into. You have the three or whatever. You have Toby, you have Andrew, and you have Tommy Holland. So I guess you would have to like say, all right. Enemy wise, who was the strongest who had the strongest enemies?
Tom Holland, but if you count Thanos, because like if you're counting all that shit,
yeah, no, we're talking about his Spider World.
So
I know it's all involved.
It's all tied in, yeah. So he's got the vault. So let's figure in the first. We'll start these villains from the beginning. You've got the first one was Green Goblin.
Right.
For Tobey Maguire, for Toby.
Yep.
Green Goblin, and then the next was the then you had Doc Ock.
And then you had what's his name? James Franco did a little
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
Well, right, he had the Green Goblin, and then Venom. And the Sandman.
Yes, and Sandman.
And the Sandman.
And I think they were Doc Ock was awesome.
Yeah.
Sandman was okay. It was a tragic story. He just wanted to see his daughter.
That's all he wanted to do.
Just wanted to see his daughter.
Like sand through an hourglass. You will never see your daughter.
So I don't know. But we're going to keep going.
And then you got into the Amazing Spider-Man. You the what's that kid's name?
Yeah,
you've got King the Croc.
Lizard.
Was he called the Lizard?
He was the Lizard.
The Lizard. Not even a creative name, just Lizard.
Lizard dude.
Lizard guy. One-legged lizard. And then you had Electro,
which I thought was really good.
Jamie Foxx was good. I mean, I liked,
other than looking like Dr. Manhattan
in the first one, right?
Yeah.
I did like the fact that in the last Spider-Man they corrected his suit, his image. Instead of being blue, he was yellow. In the comics, he was yellow.
Yeah, you're right.
And like the full star, like when they actually did like nods to his actual
costume. They fixed it because they got a lot of like blowback because it was like that's not him.
Right. and that was it. That was it for that because they didn't make a third one. Because
you also had Green Goblin in that as well.
You fought the Goblin?
Dahan or whatever.
That's right. That's right.
And he really looked like a goblin.
No, like if I see a Green Goblin, that's what he was Hobgoblin, not Green Goblin.
Ah, you're right. Okay.
He was the Hobgoblin.
Gotcha.
Not to be confused with the rest of the women in New York being the Knobgoblins.
All right, and then
look, we made 13 minutes without me making a sexual innuendo about something. All right,
yeah, I'll give it to you. Everyone gets one.
Tell him, Spider-Man. Everybody gets one. And then you go into the Marvel universe side of it. You've got the Vulture, which one of my favorite actors.
Yes, Michael Keaton was great.
Great in that. And then I didn't like Mysterio. Like I thought he was a stupid character. I mean, in the comics he was really cool. But the way they did it, I would have rather believed it was a multiverse thing instead of a fake multiverse.
When it was we were sitting there watching and whatnot, and I'm like, it's me, Sarah, JD, and Ethan and Kaylee, whatever. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I could have sworn Mysterio was a bad guy. Like, because he was like real nice throughout the whole entire beginning, and then it's like, there it is, evil.
I do like how they tie shit in though. How I don't think they were planning Spider-Man 10 years ago. I don't think they really were. But to bring back like the whole, though these guys fought, Tony Stark fucked these guys over, and like the how they tied it back in from that era.
Yeah, well, see, what I didn't like about the Tom Holland is because he was Tony Stark's son, basically. He was given the keys to the kingdom. Here's all this technology. There really was no science on the Tom Holland thing. So that brings us to the next thing. Is science. Science. You blinded me with science. Which I think. All right. So the villains. Who do you think had the best villains?
I'm gonna have to go with the OG.
You're gonna have to go Toby on this as well.
I'm going Toby
with Venom and all those guys and everything like that. I think, yeah.
Right. Even with the shitty Venom. Yes. I mean, and then I like the fact. I think Marvel realized it, which is why they brought the Green Goblin and what's his name to that universe. Willem Dafoe.
William Dafoe's great
because they realized that like we got nothing here. What do we got here? I mean, they couldn't bring. It's too early to bring Black Widow in. It's because that's a series on its own. That's actually a good Disney Plus thing if they did a whole Black Widow series. And the Spider-Verse.
That movie was so bad.
What?
Black Widow.
I'm talking about.
The movie was bad.
Yeah, not that Black Widow. Lady Spider. Shit, I always fuck that up.
You're right. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Lady Spider, or whatever the fuck they called her. Whiskey Spider, who knows? But that was
I remember that band.
They sucked. That whole from the cartoons. Remember because we used to watch the cartoons together because it always went Power Rangers, X-Men, Spider-Man,
James Bond Jr.
and Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was on once in a while. Beetleborg was also on for Saturday morning cartoons. Don't ask why I remember this. This is why I failed at school. I mentally developed in 1992 at 7 years old. That's it. Now, ever since then, I'm perpetually just being a child. Fair enough.
So Tobey Maguire gets point number one in round one of. We're going to do what? 4 rounds.
Oh, sure, we can do 4 rounds.
Just do 4 rounds.
4 rounds.
4 rounds.
Round 2.
All right. So science. That would be quick and easy. Who do you think was the best with the science?
Garfield.
I think Garfield gets it as well. You're right, because he totally made that shit.
Yeah,
his little spider things.
But to be fair, he was able to use he stole Oscorp tech. Like he made it, but he had to reverse engineer, but he stole Oscorp tech.
Right, but he actually said that out of all 3 of them actually doing science shit.
Right.
Andrew Garfield was pretty much Tom Holland really didn't do much of the science. He literally had like a computer system. They just went like this.
Right.
But he also, this is my new suit.
Right. But also he still had the science knowledge because you could hear when they start talking about like different polarities and whatever. When he starts, they show him geek out. And then he has to bring it back in, and then he geeks out again, and then he brings it back in. So you see it, but no, the physical science is Garfield all day.
I concur.
Oh, there we go. All right.
All right. Okay. Next one is roll. Next one would be the romantic part. You know, who had the best romance?
I'm going Garfield because I fucking love her.
He did.
Oh, I would tongue punch her fart box.
Oh God!
I would gargle that broad's bath water.
What's terrible is Sarah looks just like Emma Stone, so it's kind of great. It's funny in a way.
And
so
this
stop.
is why I don't come over for hot tub time. I'm just, you know.
Yeah. So
Out of respectfully.
Yeah. So definitely Andrew Garfield's Gwen Stacy was definitely
Gwen Stacy, right?
Yeah, it was definitely much better than MJ in the original. She was kind of skanking out. She was all over the place.
Well, in the beginning, she was very innocent, MJ, and then she got a little weird. And then when he went wearing the black thing, she's like, "I'm Christine. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up."
But yeah, and then Tom Holland, I didn't even see the romance. It was kind of like forced. It was like boom,
like, oh, well, no,
kind of. It was just
you see the tension build up throughout, even when he was going after the other broad. He always would be weird around MJ. And then in the second one, you could see it was flourishing. And like, it was cute. It was puppy love. I got to remember, they're supposed to be high school kids. So they're like, you're
right.
You're cute. But whereas the other two were college. You know what I mean? Like
they were pretty much done with. Well, Andrew Garfield was still in high school.
No,
he only got 2. You got to remember that he only got 2.
Remember the second? Oh, that's right. Because the second movie was their graduation, and she died, and she was reading her speech. No, he did graduate.
No, her. You know what? I think you're right. The second one, they were out of high school because the graduation was in the first one, and her dad was all like, "Yo, you can't do that," you know.
Yeah. Oh, he was dead.
Yeah, he was dead. You know? Yeah, he died.
Dennis Leary, dead. Tell you, he did.
Yeah, he was great.
I know.
But okay, so all right, so we got. Where are we on the score chart?
1 for Toby. 2 for Garfield.
Yeah.
So far, 0 for Tom Holland.
Well, no, he gets 1 for being the best Peter Parker.
So it is. It's a tight race there, folks.
All right,
that's
1, 1,
4.
2.
That's 4. That's 4 rounds.
That's 4 rounds.
4 rounds. Winner Andrew Garfield.
We were doing 5, right?
You said 4.
Oh, I did say 4,
but we can go 5.
What would be the 5th one? All right, so I guess you have to go with swings. Who does the better swings?
Ooh,
swing scenes.
I didn't really pay attention much. Well, because the Garfield version was full CGI. Like there's no way he could contort his body to make those movements, and it looked like the fucking video game that came out at the same time. So
which was awesome.
The game was great, but I'd rather you saw more flips and turns with Tom Holland actually being Spider-Man in a Spider-Man suit as per a fucking monkey and a dot. So I'm gonna have to go Holland. All
right, let's go Holland with that. So we got a 1-2-2 score. We're tied at 2-2. So who is our tiebreaker? Would be finally. What would you like to see as a tiebreaker discussion?
Best Stan Lee.
Did Stan Lee get a cameo in the Tom Holland's? Or did he die before that?
He died. No, he's got a cameo in one of them.
Okay. All right,
yeah, because he thought someone was breaking into the car, and Stanley comes out and goes, "Don't make me come down there." And he starts hitting on the woman across from the building.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, that might have been.
I remember the cameo in The Amazing Spider-Man really well because he was fighting the lizard and Stan Lee was putting books away as a librarian as they're just like totally fucking up the whole library.
Right. And in the first one, he gives love advice, I think, in the Toby version. One of them.
He's a mailman, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a mailman.
But I don't know. That's not really a good one because Stan Lee is the greatest person, even though he stole most of his comics. But yeah, no, I'm gonna say even though the movie sucked, Garfield probably would be the all around best Spider-Man.
I agree with this.
I hate to say that because I didn't like the movies.
After I didn't mind the movies too much, but what's crazy with Andrew Garfield? Like I really I went down a rabbit hole with this a little bit because I was kind of like Andrew Garfield's all right, I guess, and then you come to find out how he like really loves Spider-Man. Like he was like heavily invested in this. It wasn't just like a job for him or anything like that. He was like, I want to be Spider-Man, and he was like all about it. So when they had No Way Home and they got the idea for having all the Spider-Mans for No Way Home. So they got asked like, well, how much do you want to do the movie? So I don't know if this is true. This is internet speculation. I read, whatever. But it was like, Tobey Mcguire was like, I want $15 million. And Sony was like, or Disney was like, yeah, no, you're getting $1 million. And then they asked Andrew Garfield. And they're like,
no, you're getting $1 million.
No,
Fuck off.
You get $1 million. That's it.
You haven't made a good movie since Seabiscuit. Knock it off.
So, and they get down Andrew Garfield. He's like, well, I just want Toby to be in the movie. Like, he didn't get, he would have did it for free. Like, you get
so pretty much he did it for free.
So they're like, you get $1 million. So, and then Tom Holland's like, I'll just do it for like, 5. I don't care, whatever. And like, now you're getting 9.
You only made $9 million for that?
That's it. Like
his contract's got to be. He's got to get residuals on the back end.
He's
got to be getting that
gotta
shit
be.
on the back end.
Got to be.
Especially the way Marvel, blew up. Like, yeah, get on the back end with the toys and the likenesses and all that shit. That's where it's at. But
video game licensing and stuff.
Oh yeah, especially if he uses his voice. Where you going? To the bank. To the bank. Yeah, but now as we're breaking it down, I'm thinking Garfield is probably the best Spider-Man. I hate to say that. It sucked that he had shitty movies, but
I think since they're starting to do this whole Spider-Verse thing, you have Miles Morales and you have why not Sony? Why not? You own the rights to Amazing Spider-Man. Why not have a third?
Or we could change this up, and I'm going to get intimate on this one.
Oh,
Nicolas Cage.
He's making a comeback. Nicky Cage is making a comeback.
He was in Into the Spider-Verse. He played the Black Noir Spider.
Did he?
Yes, he was the guy in the trench coat. That was Nicolas Cage.
He did Ghost Rider. Like he was supposed to be Superman at one point.
Oh, I know.
That would have been terrible,
dude. I saw the picture of him in the Superman suit, and now none of you know who this person is, but it's going to make him crack the fuck up when I say it. So I apologize. He looked like Rockstar Mike in a Superman suit.
I'm just was thinking the same thing.
My buddy,
just thinking the same thing.
my buddy, the Colonel Bitchfist, as I call him, he has had the same hairline since he was 13 years old, which starts about here, and he's got this long hair. And in the same age of when I first met him, and I saw the picture of Nicolas Cage, he could have been his stunt double. Like, it's fucking crazy.
It's the truth.
So.
It's nuts.
He eventually wants to come on here. I'm like, no. Unless it's Nicolas Cage sitting next to you, no.
We have to do a. I think I texted you. I told you to check out what was that Nicolas Cage B-flick movie, Wally World or something like that, Wally Land. I
could probably do an entire podcast series on Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
like he's the man.
You have to sit down. Anyone that's listening to this, it's like Wonderland or Wonder World or something along like Willy's Wonderland. I think that's what it's called. And it's like if Chuck E. Cheese was alive.
Oh God!
And he literally it was like a video game. Every level he had to defeat one of the puppets.
Oh God! Not the bees! Not the bees!
Oh man!
I mean, figure he started one of his first movie breakouts was in the late '80s with Cher, with Cher. He's had a long career. Like the fact that he made bad financial decisions that fucking sucks. Did I tell you when I met Nick Cage?
No.
Okay. So this was Vegas. I was in Vegas. Let's go 4 years ago, I believe. And we were at I was at the Mandalay Bay. This was 6:00 in the morning. And that's what you do in Vegas. You wander around at 6 a.m. because drinking. And he was at a craps table. All fat, bloated, distorted, fucking gray as shit. And drunk as a fucking skunk. Hit me again, bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? And I sat next to him and I played a hand of blackjack with Nicolas Cage. And he was a puddle. He smelled like shame, regret, booze. He probably smelled like how the dude probably smelled like in Con Air when he first got out. Like, it's fucking bad, which is an amazing movie.
Oh, Con Air, absolutely.
Oh, Con Air. We used to watch that shit all the time. And then
Con Air, Facebook
Face Off. They're trying to make a Face Off too. They're actually trying to greenlight a Face Off too
with Travolta.
Oh, hey, cool.
Hopefully they did not go with Travolta.
But no, it's Nick Cage. It's supposed to be Nick Cage.
Cool.
Which is the only movie where Nick Cage played the bad guy, but still played the good guy.
But Travolta was fantastic in that. Like,
Travolta was great.
Yeah, he was having way too much fun with that role.
Well, I mean, he was probably high on cocaine. I mean,
something. Him and that Scientology shit.
He had some Scientology shit, some cocaine, and some little massage boys next to him. I mean, what? Yeah, that's right. Just rub my leg a little bit, a little higher there, little Timmy. So rad.
Oh, terrible.
No, you know what was terrible? Stargate.
Yes,
that was terrible.
That was a Stargate.
Whatever that movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's not memorable.
Yeah. Don't remember the movie at all. No.
Don't even want to. Now I got his costume and
yes.
I see it and it's just so bad.
It's horrible. Poor Travolta. He had shit to it. And now his wife died, so I'm sure he is at many massage parlors in Miami.
Yes, massage parlors.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, but going back to it, like, so I like the fact that they're doing these series, and I do like how Disney Plus is doing all this. What do you call it? Like the WandaVision, Hawkeye. I loved Hawkeye, by the way. Hawkeye is probably one of my favorite Avengers. I just love Jeremy Renner.
I love Jeremy Renner. I think he's fantastic in anything he does. One of his first movies was when he played Dahmer. That was the first movie I saw him in.
Yeah.
That was the first movie I saw him in. I was like, I like this dude. He's really good at playing a sick dude.
and he hasn't changed his character since then. He constantly is just playing something's off him. Even in Hawkeye, something was off about him. And then he got hit with Loki's little scepter. And then something was off about him.
There was a clip from Saturday Night Live, and they're like getting ready to go to the battle. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna head home. I'm all out of arrows now." So and they're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I'm all out of arrows." Like, well, how many did you bring? He's like, "All of them, 11." They're like 11. There's like 1,000 aliens we have to beat. And he's like, "Well, I'm all out. I'm just gonna go home." And he's like, "Well, why didn't you bring more?" He's like, "I could have put 12, but that's dangerous."
I always laughed at that. Like when he has like none, he's like, wait, what do you do? Like you don't have superpowers. What are you gonna do? Punch an alien? Like, I'm a human. No, Scarlett Johansson's doing backflips and cutie curls, and he's like, I'm not gonna do that.
Marvel stuff.
Marvel stuff. And Black Widow was good. No. They needed to get. She was a cash cow. They needed to get one more milking out of her.
It was. I think they threw it together because they're like, "All right, we have to have a movie, so let's throw it out there." The best. She wasn't even like the best character. What's her name? Pogue. What? The younger sister, or whatever.
Right.
Whatever her name is. Yeah, she's starting to come about. She's getting more roles, but she was probably the bright spot.
Right, but that's what they had to do. You got to realize they had to highlight the sister to be the new Black Widow.
Didn't think of it that way, but okay.
Yeah, that's why they're getting ready, and we're going to have Morgan Stark be the new Iron Woman.
Iron Woman.
You got She-Hulk.
Oh, God.
There's just going to be menstruating justice across the world.
That's pretty much what it looks like with Ms. Marvel and all this baloney and cheese.
Oh, yeah. Listen, we also have, what was that movie? The Eternals. They're going to play a part of Shang-Chi. You didn't see Eternals? It was actually really good.
I heard otherwise, so I didn't want to waste my time.
It's a typical Marvel movie.
It was that guy from Game of Thrones that died, and then you have what's her face?
Angelina Jolie's in it.
I forgot she was in it, but she really hasn't done much.
Right, that's why
recently.
She did really
Selma Hayek.
good.
That's the only. That would be the only reason to come watch. Selma Hayek. That's it.
But if I'm going to watch Selma Hayek, I'm going to watch
Desperado.
I'm
or
going to
Dust
watch
Till Dawn. Or Dust
Till Dawn. That's what I was thinking. I kept thinking Dawn of the Dead. I'm like, no, it's not Dawn of the Dead. Dust Till Dawn. It's exactly what I was thinking of. Back when Danny Trejo was actually jacked and not like fat Jack now. I'm an old man, but I still have muscles.
I would not mess with him.
I still wouldn't fuck with him.
His face is scary as shit. His face tells a tale.
That's what you do when your kids are fucked. When your kids are being bad, you're like, Bean, knock it off. I'm gonna get Danny Trejo to stare at you. just print a picture out of his face whenever.
If you guys misbehave, Danny Trejo will come visit you at night. You just see him peek from underneath the bed. You're behaving.
Hey, you better be good, or I'm gonna come back here and you're gonna look like my face. I gotta work on my Danny Trejo. That was my first time attempting it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. First time attempting Danny Trejo.
Yay.
Fuck you too.
What?
No. Therapist Ashley is sleeping on the couch because she got a little of a schnicket for her birthday, and she's saying my Danny Trejo was terrible. First time doing it.
How about that? Huh?
But yeah, that's the only way I would see Selma Hayek. But no, go see Eternals. It's actually really good. Shang-Chi, I didn't like Shang-Chi. I don't know why everybody loved it. I thought it was fucking stupid. But it's all going to lead into something.
Well, we'll see. Where'd you lead off to? Well, he's gone.
I lost my battery. Hold on.
Oh, no.
My battery died. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, the fucking camera battery died. I don't know why it's not charging.
Oh, that's weird.
That's fucking weird. Anywho. All right, folks. We'll end it on that note. Monahan, thanks for coming out, man.
Hey, no problem. Hopefully get back together soon.
Yeah. Make sure we gotta get sports going on. We got the draft coming up. We've got college ball. So we gotta figure out something soon. But until then, folks, go to anchor.fm/BATBB. Check us out online. Go to the swag store, barfyandbastardbrigade.threadless.com.
Facebook, Barfy and the Bald Bee. YouTube, Barfy and the Bastard Brigade. Twitter, what are we, Barfy and the BB?
I would have to double check, but yeah, I think that's what it is.
You're the Twitter guy.
Yeah, I don't use it.
Yeah. So, anywho, tune in next week, guys. We will have another show for you. Monahan, thanks for hanging out. And by the way, we still have a shot collar roulette we got to do.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, be good, be safe. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.